What's up, gamers? Aaron Shack64 here with part 13 of our Vampyr series here. So we're at 480, 528, 576, 24, 72. Alright, we got two conversations to have here.
There's safer places to be than here. Over there! There's one of them vermin! He's mine!
1, 2. There she is. Let's see what she wants to talk about.
Good evening, Johnathan. How are you?
I'm still investigating from inside the Ascalon Club. Can we talk?
Of course, my dear.
There are many paintings adorning the walls here.
Yes?
Did you paint them?
No, my dear. But some of them. I have had a long time to learn from the best. I'm currently working on what could be my greatest masterpiece.
What is this masterpiece?
Your portrait, my dear Johnathan. It will be my gift to you, if I ever have time to finish it.
Have you met any famous painters?
Are you trying to divine my age by cross-checking historical dates, my dear? That's a devious parlor trick.
Well, Elizabeth,
It's messed
I
up.
tried my best. Don't I deserve some reward at least?
Well, if you must know, I even posed for the greats. Now that you know it, you may recognize me when visiting museums.
Oh, wow.
How is your investigation going?
I have decided to explore beyond the dictates of reason.
What do you mean?
You may on occasion find this house closed when you visit me. If so, it is because I have gone undercover. Sort of.
Who are you going to surveil? I hope you're not considering spying on McCullum or the Guard of Prewan.
No. I intend to ask a few questions in parts of town I rarely venture into. Dirty places where a delicate lady like myself should never be seen.
When will you return?
As soon as possible. And I don't intend to stay away for long.
I have investigated new sources of infection, and I may have found a new type of Skal. One suffering from heavy mutations that is extremely contagious.
Skals come in various forms, you know. They are simply degenerate versions of their makers.
I believe these families are different, and I'm currently pursuing a lead. I know I can find the true source of contagion by finding who created these creatures.
That would be great news. Be very careful, my dear, when dealing with such creatures.
Goodbye,
Goodbye.
My beloved. Dude, she's 20. You can't even hope to mesmerize her. Okay. Just want to talk to Swansea.
Hello, Johnathan. How are things on the West End front?
Complicated, my friend. The rich and powerful feel threatened by the disease, and have asked me to put an end to it.
Yes. It is odd how resolving a crisis suddenly increases in urgency when it affects those who matter.
Do you know Aloysius Dawson, the famous tycoon, is well versed in vampire and occult knowledge?
No, I did not. But that is no surprise. For half a century, it has been quite the trend for English nobility to join secret societies and occult circles.
But Aloysius Dawson is only a rich merchant.
Yes, richer than Croesus. Wealth is more respected than title these days, even in England.
Did he contact the Brotherhood of St. Paul? Try to join your group?
It would not surprise me, but I am certain he's never been a member.
It looks like the epidemic is spreading to the western districts of London. I am trying to locate the source of the infection.
It won't be an easy task, my friend. This disease is highly contagious.
Do you not think epidemiology could be helpful in this matter? To retrace the origin of infection through time and topology?
If anyone can perform such a miracle, it will be you, Dr. Reed.
Since this epidemic is evidently linked to the vampire curse, we must find the original carrier to understand where it comes from.
I admire your logic, Johnathan, but be careful. Rationality, when it comes to your kind, is not always a reliable lens.
Does the Brotherhood of St. Paul know anything about the Ascalon Club?
Well, I'm afraid that's unlikely. Ascalon is a sensitive topic, and whatever material the Brotherhood has, I may not have access to.
Who could answer me then?
Usher Talltree, our current primate, may be the only one able to answer you. He's a discreet man who lives in the West End.
Thank you for your time, Edgar.
Okay. All right, let's go to Doris Fletcher's theater.
It's locked.
Look at it, vicious. He's been bitten. Stay back, beast.
Nice.
There's an open window on the second floor. I should be able to get in through that. It's locked, all right.
There we go. That's how we get in. All right. Slayer says, I can't stand the pain anymore. It's like entire body's breaking apart. Since that infected me. For days now, she keeps hiding in her room, giving orders through little written notes and only rehearsing at night. Witness one of her so-called rehearsals. She walks on stage, angry and hateful, spitting and whining her fading beauty. She's infected, rotten to the core, and plans to infect everyone in this place and everyone in London. Her next play is not before December. At this time, all the theater's employees will be her obedient minions, forced to serve her evil machinations. Sure, she's found a way to corrupt our food or the water. Since we all started to get ill and change after the meal she arranged for us last Monday, I want whoever finds note to know that I only killed myself to escape the living hell this place has become. God have mercy on me, my mortal soul, since I refused to be an accomplice to this devilry. Oh, wow. It's about to get real dark in here.
Woe to you, nations of hypocrites. For in front of you stands the tall queen. You can but lower your head.
Can that be Doris Fletcher's voice? Where does it come from?
Old Doris Fletcher's diary, London, 17th August 1918. Saw her in the flesh, the witch from my childhood nightmares. Tortured me for years, saw her and I shivered, her voice, her face. I knew she was in that hospital, I knew she was sick. When to witness her suffering, I may have reinvented myself. I'm a famous actress, erased. Wait, she was in the hospital. Ooh, she could be case 0, huh? Can't forget I'm her daughter. I saw her frail body in that small bed, suffering, sick, defeated. I had to hide my tears, for she was looking at me. She recognized me. She saw the hate in my eyes, and she smiled, my pale corpse of a mother. And the worst thing was, I felt no satisfaction seeing her in so much pain. The worst was not to suddenly remember the beatings and the abuses. No, the worst was to recognize the hate I felt in my heart when she looked at me. For it was the same hate I saw in hers. But in the end, I can't escape being her daughter. We are the same, mother and I. Oh, wow.
Woe to you, nations of hypocrites. For in front of you stands the tall queen. You can but lower your head, fit only to smirk at her soiled.
I cannot enter.
Hides in shadow, ugly as sin. But when you burn and die, she will rise and be queen again.
Strong blood serum. Oh, uh-oh. I just wanted to make sure the front door would be open.
I have this thirst for blood.
Who are you? You who dared enter my realm. Are you here to worship or mock me?
I'm here to put an end
Oh
to the
no,
vampire
she's gonna have like some crazy deformity here.
Ah. But Doris Fletcher is no more. She was consumed by this putrid flesh that now enshrouds her.
You feel anger for what happened to you, but I can help you. I'm a doctor, Miss Fletcher.
No,
Doris Fletcher is
We're gonna
no
fight.
more. All that remains are the dreams of the queen she was.
Get her.
And the
Get her
queen
now.
she'll be.
Hmm.
Until then, all shall die. For that was her final wish.
I better get that sword though.
Arise and save your queen, my son. Your hand. I smell your fear. On guard. Woe unto thee, son of Babylon. Behold, Kinslayer, the disgrace of she once renowned.
Oh
Will
shit.
she be the queen again once they all share her fate?
Why does she sound like Lady Dimitrescu?
My beloved, die for the love of me. Your blood will be mine.
Yes.
Wait. I beg you, wait.
What?
I don't want to die.
And I did not come to kill you, Miss Fletcher.
Will you spare me then? Save this cadaverous carcass of mine. Does your heart beat a little faster now? You fancy me then, Doctor?
No.
No, Miss Fletcher. My dead heart will beat for only one.
Only one.
Ah! Is she pretty? Is she sweet and tender?
To me, yes.
Ah! I hate her already.
I know. And this is partly why you must be destroyed.
Oh.
What you just said.
That I did not come here to kill you, yes. But I realize now the threat you embody must be stopped.
Mm-hmm. Oh no. Oh no. That's gonna hurt.
Will I be remembered? Will you?
You were Doris Fletcher. The greatest actress of her generation. No one can take that from you.
Thank you.
And farewell.
Farewell, Doris.
Bravo! So dramatic. I love it.
McCullum!
How strange I seem to find you whenever I'm inquiring about that Skal infestation.
I mean you no harm.
I'm not here for you. But once I've put all the pieces of the puzzle together, I'm sure we'll have a little chat, you and me.
Stay away from me, McCullum. You and all your war dogs.
That I can't guarantee, Dr. Reed. But I'll let you go. For now.
I should probably leave the theater right now.
Sword does 140. Increase damage. Yeah, I say buff damage all the way. Absorb blood points. That could be nice. 2 blood points.
It's locked. The West End should be safe now. But London is not. It would be wise to benefit from the Ascalon's protection while I continue my research during the Great Hunt.
New Doris Fletcher's Diary, 24th October. Still be on stage again for my rehearsals are almost over. Minions are all gathered around me, ready to follow my every command. Soon my audience will return, ready to applaud my art. Young, the gorgeous, healthy audience will return to their families, their beautiful houses, happy lives, delighted by my performance, shocked by my disguise, touched by my grace, my infectious legacy. They'll spread the disease one by one. They'll turn, and I'll be their beloved queen again, and they'll never forget me. I shall have my revenge on the dirty trick fate played on me. Dang, so this really could be case 0 here.
Smells like rotten meat. One's near.
These people want me dead. I need to leave now. So Doris just needed to be close to her audience to infect them. Contagion through skin. Very disturbing.
See Dr. Swansea.
I cannot enter.
Hey, I just wanted to know if I could go in there and start fighting. Damn. Now we're at 20k XP here.
What news, Johnathan? I've heard you've now joined the vampire elite of London.
Did Elizabeth tell you?
So it's Elizabeth now. My. Things are moving quickly. I turn my back for a moment and away you go.
I may have found the source of the contagion. Doris Fletcher, the actress. Thankfully, in the end, she was destroyed by fire.
Really? Oh, please, do tell me more.
Doris was a heavily mutated Skal. Almost a new breed entirely. It's as if the disease had completely altered her mind and body. Highly contagious.
As if the disease had taken control of her will?
Yes. Once a beautiful and brilliant woman, she became motivated by hate alone.
Oh, she was a beauty. I met her when she visited the hospital to cheer up the sick. Too bad the fire destroyed her. But it was probably for the best.
Have you heard of similar cases?
No, I don't think so. Except, perhaps, it reminds me of an old report from the Brotherhood. Well, more an article, really.
What was it about?
The author, a friar, referred to a rare form of contagion in a skull he observed during the Black Death. The carrier was always female. They called them Icors.
I think we've read that article.
Have you seen Lady Asprey recently?
Yes, she popped in yesterday. Told me about your new friends in the West End.
Just a courtesy visit, then.
Yes. And no. She was en route to the docks, I think, following a lead concerning your maker.
How's the situation at the Pembroke?
We're still holding out. Question is, for how long? What we really need is hope, Johnathan. Hope for a better tomorrow.
I'll come back later.
Always a pleasure to see you, my friend.
I think there was a hideout just as we got to the West End. It was a back here. Vampire Club. Do you think vampires hide in dodgy areas and hovels of London? No, they hide in the highest clubs and fancy houses of the West End. I know for a fact that some of them rule the empire in secret. They have a club, they have public figures, they have balls and fancy parties. They aim to control the country and are our destinies. We must reveal them for what they are. Greedy enemies of mankind born into this world to bring us all into the eternal darkness of hell. Excuse me. You know them, but you don't dare to pronounce their names. I will soon, and everybody in London will know the name of the Vampire Club. Clarence Crossley. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. There we go. 396 damage. 273. I don't want that extra damage.
It's locked.
Have to go the long way.
I cannot enter.
Yes, I love it.
Support the equality between men and women.
Good evening.
I won't.
You need...
Ooh, let's go after Booth.
can't believe I'm doing this. This is despicable.
This is not the place for you, sir. Are you deaf? Link spotted! Watch out! Ah! It's ready! We find one!
You again. What are you...
The sewer dog's fault, they say. Then the gangs, the epidemics, everyone's throwing the blame.
Let's go.
yourself. Will you cry for me?
Don't let him fool you, control you. Vampires are real. Great.
Good evening, Miss.
Hello again.
Goodbye, Miss.
Let's go to Lord Redgrave. Then we can see about leveling up soon.
I have this thirst for blood. This is despicable.
Let's hope they cleaned up the place a little bit here.
For as long as I've been a member, I've never seen so few vampires attending the club nights.
I have a boat ready to go whenever I want. These hunters won't catch me.
Elizabeth, What are you doing here?
I've been formally asked to witness your triumph, my dear. After all, isn't it the natural role of a woman to support her man in victory?
But it's you who insisted I join the Ascalon.
Please forgive my giddiness. I'm just overcome by the thrill of finally being allowed within these hallowed halls.
You certainly have an inquisitive mind. It's quite something. Elizabeth Asprey, only you can make me smile in these difficult times.
And the same to
Aw.
you, Johnathan Reed. Now go have your little chat with the chairman. I can see he's practically bursting to hear your report.
I personally went patrolling last night in the West End, and I spotted at least 2 foreign econs. This is an outrage. We shall chase these intruders down.
Welcome back to the Ascalon Club, Lance-Bearer. Please tell us the good news. Have you put an end to the epidemic?
My hypothesis was correct. Doris Fletcher was the source of the contagion in this part of town. She was probably the first to be infected.
And you cleansed her before the hunters, I've been told. Well done, Dr. Reed. You thrust your lance and pierced the very heart of the corruption.
But some questions remain.
The important thing is, we won a major battle for the survival of London. For that, we salute you.
Thank you, my lord.
Now, I have another task for you. One of the utmost importance. Perhaps even more so than the previous.
I'm listening.
It's time for you to perform a most sacred duty for the club. I want you to recruit a new vampire.
Recruit a new vampire? Are you sending me on some sort of diplomatic mission?
Not exactly. I want you to make Aloysius Dawson the Econ he deserves to be.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure I'm the best candidate for such a task.
I can hear the hesitation in your voice, Dr. Reed. I admire a man of principles. But in this matter, there is more at stake than your moral comfort.
It's not a moral question, Lord Redgrave. It's the responsibility of giving immortality to a man I barely know.
Nonsense. Aloysius has been a member of the Ascalon for years. This is but the fruition of a long-held plan.
How would you like me to proceed?
Aloysius is waiting for you at the Dawson estate. Once the deed is done, I'll join you there to celebrate this momentous occasion.
Before I go,
All right.
how would you like me to proceed?
Don't worry. Aloysius has had many years to prepare himself. He has studied our kind for decades.
So shall I just let him drink my blood?
Yes. Aloysius will gratefully sup on your blood. His heart will slow, then stop. But he will rise again as one of us, an immortal.
Is there any danger?
Our blood alters a mortal body so deeply that some don't survive the metamorphosis.
Okay, fair enough.
Why?
Because he is about to die. And he just may be the most influential man in England. After me, of course.
Did he choose me?
No, I did. My decision is very recent, to say the least, but it is entirely mine.
Does he know I'm coming?
He can't wait to become your progeny, Dr. Reed. Especially now that you have shown how strong your lineage is through your sister.
You invited Lady Asprey. Wouldn't that be breaking one of your cardinal rules? No women allowed.
Not allowed as members, no. But considering the circumstances, I thought you'd like to have her here to witness your triumph.
So it's a temporary admittance, then?
Something of a bargain, considering the crisis we're currently facing.
Goodbye.
Are you all right, Johnathan?
Lord Redgrave has just ordered me to turn Aloysius Dawson, to make him my progeny.
I see. And how do you feel about this?
I'd like your advice on the matter.
The real question here is, why has his lordship given you this task?
Do you think it's some sort of trap?
Do you really want to know what I think about this?
I do, yes.
To make an immortal of a soulless blackguard like Aloysius Dawson will only lead to a disaster for London. The man is already dead inside.
Should I refuse? Perhaps politely suggest that Lord Redgrave turn the man into a vampire himself.
Don't you dare, my dear. According to what I've recently discovered, his lordship could kill you for even broaching the subject.
Really? Why?
I've recently found proof that the Earl of Bristol is of lesser lineage and only capable of creating skulls.
Please, tell me more.
As long as you lower your voice.
Are you sure your information about Redgrave is correct? He says he's the progeny of the great knight William Marshall, who lived some 9 centuries ago.
That's a lie. Lord Redgrave is unable to create anything but skulls, if the poor souls survive at all.
How can you be sure the information was correct?
I made the acquaintance of a most interesting informer while investigating your maker, from whom I learned the truth about Lord Redgrave.
Why so vindictive? You suddenly sound like you're angry.
Forgive me, Johnathan. I hate myself for it, but I feel such pride in my discovery. I'm afraid I just can't help it.
Which is?
He did serve William Marshall, and yes, the blood he covets as a token does truly belong to that legendary knight. But he was never his progeny. His lineage is not so noble.
What would you have me do about Dawson?
The man is dangerous. Did you know he plans to build a wall
Yep,
to separate the
I know
healthy
this.
rich from the sickly poor? Do not make him your progeny.
What would you do?
The man's dying already. Let the Reaper harvest the rotten fruit that is his soul.
What would happen if I made Dawson an Ekon like myself?
You would add a powerful immortal into a suffering world. An immortal who already craves authority.
Maybe I could teach him control, like you taught me. Lead him down the right path.
Mr. Dawson spent his life searching for a way to cheat death. I'm sure he has spent decades dreaming of how he'd spend eternity as a tyrant.
Goodbye for now.
Yikes.
Goodbye, my dear. Please, be careful.
Let me see here.
It looks like vampires have to obey Mendel's laws when producing progeny. Powers pass from one generation to another. That's why Dawson wants me to sire him. Hello again.
Johnathan, back all...
Goodbye, man.
Goodbyes.
It's locked.
I know it in my heart. What are you hiding from your wife?
I cannot enter.
Alright, I think we're gonna sleep and try to level up here. Hmm. The claw. Okay. I should get a defensive. No news from the East End docks since 2 a.m. Oh my gosh. Juggling their response. What? Alright, hang on. This is quite a read. 2 a.m. docks of East End are officially segregated. The area is now isolated. Local authorities, Scotland Yard, have been juggling their responsibilities in this event. With the fall of gangs that bled out of the district unopposed, rumored madmen that killed the inhabitants uncaught. Those who say this came off surprised as liars, blind men, judgment of children. It wasn't the gangs who must have been part of our city for so long that crime is part of the day-to-day life here. It wasn't a serial murder. Physicians refuted the idea. Identifying causes of death ranged from old age to sickness to homicide. It wasn't a single specific culprit. Oh my gosh. Like everyone's dead. Okay. Pembroke is good. I can't believe it. I liked Tom Watts and Sabrina Cavendish. I did murder like these three. And Martin. Yeah, we did. We did get Darius. I figured he'd be a problem in the future. Okay. Alright, well, other than the docks, I'd say things are going well. Oh my god. Oh my god. Boy, that is a problem.
It's locked, all right.
29? Almost forgot. Almost forgot. The sword is good. The sword can do a lot of like immediate health and like bleed damage. Okay, that dude's not in here anymore.
Not a good place for a stroll. Look at it! Fish is filthy! Burn it, boys! I hate leeches! Die, vermin! Get out fast!
Damn, the game has changed.
It's locked. I should find another way to get into the neighborhood. I think this passage could lead me close to Aloysius Dawson's mansion.
You're feeble! You're bleeding! This is...
Hmm. Okay.
It's locked, all right.
You shall learn to respect the laws of Ascalon! Give me your blood! Your blood is now mine!
Violence of the Volcods. Yeah, these guys look big, but they're not tough. They can be quick as any leech. Be put down the same way by puncturing or pinning the rotten carcass to the ground. Before beheading them, remember it's all about preparation, exploring your target's weakness. Problem, of course, is that Volkots have no weaknesses. They're strong, fast, sensible, and deadly, killing machines with one simple goal: to put their huge claws around your neck. So if any of you lads are unlucky enough to ever face Volkot, remember this dodge and make it mad, hurt it, taunt it, make it lose its temper. Volkot's brains lose it when irritated enough. They stop thinking and start blindly attacking. Your only chance to win by gaining tactical advantage against a stupid beast. Use it. Carl Eldridge. 3-win leader.
It's locked.
A letter. Name is Robert Teasdale. Whoever may find this message, please try to help me. My daughter Louise disappeared a few weeks ago. She was seen for the last time in a bar in a neighborhood, not the one where she works as a waitress, but another one, the Dancing Trout. 2 witnesses saw her leave the place with an elegant and unknown man, maybe a foreigner. There are many rumors of men and women vanishing in the area. I'm convinced my Louise has been abducted and is kept somewhere nearby. I know the police will not help, for they already have more important things to do. So I've decided to look for my Louise by myself. If you find this letter, it means I failed in saving her. My Louise is a good girl who does not deserve to die like this. She is of medium size, dark hair, and a scar on her right cheek. Please search for her and finish the work for me. God bless you.
Louise's father was determined to find and save her. I cannot enter. It's locked, all right.
me see if I'm going the right way here.
How long are you gonna keep me locked in here?
You
Let me go, you bastard! This fucking asshole! Vampire or not, I'll never be your wife! How long are you gonna keep me locked in here? Let me go!
Just arrived in London, 13th of October, 1918. Grueling journey from Manchester. He's sad and despaired. Will not be difficult to find a woman willing to escape death here. Can't wait to start my research. Soon I won't be a virgin anymore. Oh my gosh. 15th. Cell is ready. All I must do now is to find the appropriate candidate to bring her in. Would be beautiful and gentle with a nice temper. Already tested my persuasion ability on a few women and it worked most of the time. I don't want my future bride to be submissive. I will only use my power to bring her here, then I'll tell her what I intend to do, and I'll let her accept. Oh, that's weird. This is important. I want my lady to willingly accept to become my wife for eternity. Yikes. 17th of October. I think I found the perfect match. Her name's Louise. She's a waitress in a public house. She's quite charming. I love her attitude when serving drink in that bar. Tough and proud. I'm sure she'll accept my offer. When she's mine, once the vampire blood will have achieved her metamorphosis, her face shall heal properly and her scars will disappear. She will be the perfect beauty, and I'm the only one to see right now. 18th of October. I don't understand. Louise refuses my proposition. Why would she? Promised her I'd never force her to anything. I may let her starve a little. Then she'll understand I'm her only option. You're not really giving her an option if this is the option here.
Oh, you bastard!
Lee's father has been killed, and he wanted to make her a vampire. How much you want to bet she's... You have a scar on the right cheek?
Are you all right?
How do you know my name? Who are you?
My name is Dr. Reed. I managed to track you down thanks to your father.
So my father really was looking after me. This man, this vampire told me my father was dead. Is it true?
I'm afraid so, miss. I'm so sorry for your loss. But you are free to go, as your abductor is no more.
I suppose my jailer also killed my father, didn't he?
Thankfully, he did not search your father's corpse, where I found his notes describing where he might find you. You should read them.
I must find my father's body. He deserves a proper burial.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I don't have a headache thing.
Goodbye, Miss Teasdale. And be careful. Until we meet again. I have this thirst for blood.
Common act? Damn it, I was literally pressing B. Thick, brisk blood sample. Ooh, stamina. Alright.
You should return to a safer place.
Thank you for your...
I can't.
Goodbye, Miss.
Okay.
Good evening, sir. May I ask you what you're doing here at this late hour?
I'm conducting an investigation about the epidemic in this part of town.
And who are you, sir?
I'm Dr. Johnathan Reed from the Pembroke Hospital. May I ask who you are and why all the questions?
I'm Detective Inspector Charles Albright from Scotland Yard. And I don't find your answers convincing.
Wow.
What is a Pembroke doctor doing in the West End at this time of night?
I'm here on my own, sir. I have no official appointment other than my desire to save lives.
Then we have the same objective, sir. The difference is, to catch my suspects, I use a magnifying glass and handcuffs instead of a microscope.
Weird.
Why are you investigating at night?
Criminals rarely act in daylight, you know. But since you are also a night worker, have you noticed anything strange which requires police attention?
I'd like to report a name, Inspector. Geoffrey McCullum. I'm afraid he's some sort of vigilante, trying to recruit an army of angry citizens.
Then I'll write the name down and transmit this intelligence to the appropriate office. Thank you, sir.
What can you tell me?
I'm the one asking questions.
What killer?
I'm not going to discuss that with the civilians, sir.
Haven't I told you about the investigation I'm conducting? Perhaps I could help you.
All right, without giving you too much information, I'll tell you this. I'm convinced there is a homicidal maniac on the loose, using the epidemic to disguise his kills.
And what about the epidemic?
We both know the situation is critical, don't we, Doctor? Colleagues of mine die almost every day.
What are you really doing here?
I told you. I'm a detective inspector from Scotland Yard, investigating suspicious cases in the area.
What about the situation in the East End? Why are there no police there to protect the civilians?
I know, it's a shame, but we just don't have enough men to cover the entire city.
Do you work alone?
Yes, the situation is difficult for the police. Many of us are sick, and since the summer strike, most men apply a work to rule on their patrols.
What are you investigating?
I have a missing woman, possibly abducted a few nights ago. Louise Teasdale. It seems you already found my other missing person, Mr. Tadao Kimura.
Tell me about Louise Teasdale.
She's a waitress. Her father reported her missing. We don't have enough men to search for her, sadly.
Do you have any idea where she could be?
No.
We just found her.
I feel she's been abducted. She went to a pub a few nights ago and vanished. I thought about the sewers, but I'm not equipped for such an investigation.
What are you
I have a miss.
Tell me about.
She's a waitress.
Do you?
No.
No, I can't. I can't inquire.
Tell me all you know about that homicidal maniac you're looking for.
I'm not even sure there is only one. The wounds are always the same, but the modus operandi varies. Sometimes violent and brutal, sometimes precise and swift.
How could different killers inflict the same wounds?
That's my main problem. If my theory is correct, maybe we're facing a group of individuals sharing the same violent tendencies. Perhaps a sadist cult.
Do you know anything in particular about a man called Aloysius Dawson?
Who doesn't know the man? I think he intervened personally to put an end to the police strike of last August.
What else can you tell me about him?
Aloysius Dawson is exactly the kind of powerful and influential man who could commit murder and get away with it, with just one phone call.
Goodbye, Detective.
Goodbye, Dr. Johnathan.
There is something strange and incoherent about everything. So...
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. Can I be of assistance?
Dr. Reed? Dr. Reed?
Is there anything wrong?
No, it's just... Your name sounds familiar. And your face. Have we met before?
I think I would remember. So I suppose the answer is no.
That's odd. I'm certain I've already heard of you. My name is Pericles Baker. Does that mean anything to you?
I'm afraid not, sir. But it's a pleasure to meet you anyway.
The pleasure is mine, I guess. I only wish I could remember when it was that we met.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Baker. What are you doing out here in the middle of the night?
We are waiting. Waiting for someone.
And why are you waiting for this person?
Because we need to leave this city. As soon as possible.
Why do you want to leave the city?
I'm not really sure.
And what do you do, sir? For a living, that is.
I stopped working when I decided to leave. When I realized what I wanted. Wanted something this city can't provide.
But what were you doing before you took this decision?
Does it really matter anymore? Considering the past seems so pointless to me. I have lived in this city all my life. And now I think it's over.
Tell me more about why you want to leave London, then.
I just don't belong here anymore. I had to convince my brother to leave London because I know we need to find another life out of the city.
Can you tell me anything about this district?
As you like asking questions so much, would you allow me to ask you one first?
Please, be my guest.
Do you like this city?
I know we are not living in the most peaceful of times, but I have learned to appreciate London's complexity.
Yes, me too. This city tests us. It invites us to find ourselves, to discover our true nature scattered throughout its dark streets.
But what if we don't like what we find?
Do we ever know who we are? I wonder sometimes. Or maybe it is the journey to find out who we are that changes us.
Who are you waiting for? I'm sure he has a name.
I really can't answer that question, since I don't know that person.
And why is that?
This person is mostly my brother's acquaintance. I don't even know his real name. Only that this man could help us leave this city once and for all.
But why would you need this person's help to leave London anyway?
Well, I thought we should have left this cursed place already, but my brother convinced me to stay a while longer, and here we are.
What can you tell me about Aloysius Dawson?
I've heard this is a man who has searched for his place in the world for a long time. I hope he found it.
Goodbye, Mr. Bacon. Good evening, sir. I am Dr. Johnathan Reed. Do you need my help?
Yes, please. Would you be kind enough to tell me what the time is?
That's all you need to know.
Well, is it not important to know? As important as where you are? Or who you are?
I suppose you're right. And who are you then, sir?
I am Agamemnon Baker. Like my brother, I think we need to leave this city immediately. And my brother and I rarely agree on anything.
May I ask why you've not gone already, if you're so exasperated by this long wait?
I believe fear is holding us back. My brother would have said it's laziness, but it's just because he's prouder than I am.
May I ask what you're doing outside at this hour of night?
I don't know. You should ask my brother instead. It was his idea in the first place.
You must have your own ideas.
From what I have managed to understand, I guess we're supposed to wait here. Waiting for someone to come.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
It's the only place I've considered myself happy. Or at least that's what I believe. Unfortunately, it's time to leave.
Why is that?
Because I'm not feeling happy here anymore. Are you?
What kind of question is that? What am I supposed to answer, exactly?
The truth. And I believe you just did it, actually.
What can you tell me about your brother?
He's older than me, I think. But the important thing is that I really hope I'll die before him. Grief would just kill me, you know?
Is that all?
Pericles is very attached to this city, and without my insistence, he would never leave this place. We don't often agree on anything, you see?
Who are you waiting for, exactly?
The more I think about it, the more I believe it's not exactly a person we are waiting for.
But what else could it be, then?
I don't know. A feeling? An event? An impulse? How can I tell? Something that would allow us to leave this trap.
I'm afraid I'm not following you. What kind of trap are you talking about?
Have you ever felt like life trapped you in a role that does not fit you? That you are not in your place? That sort of trap.
Trap? And you think leaving London will free you?
At least it will give us the chance to be free. That's more than our present situation. Hope, Doctor. Hope is what truly drives mankind.
What can you tell me about Aloysius Dawson?
You should ask that question to my brother instead. Personally, I've not seen Aloysius for many years.
Goodbye for now.
Man, it's kind of exhausting meeting all these new people. Dude underground for some reason.
I cannot enter.
Interesting area here.
It's locked.
Dr. Reed, I am glad to see you again.
It's locked, all right. Good evening, Miss Price. How are you tonight?
Dr. Reed, I didn't know you had returned from the war. I had a new doctor when you left, but he's not as kind as you.
Always glad to see a former patient in good condition. It's been a long time.
Too long indeed. And as a token of my appreciation, I'll grant you the best price if you fancy buying anything from my humble shop.
Wow.
What can you tell me about yourself, Miss Price?
I'm still managing my shop. The only difference is, since the quarantine, we're open at night. You, on the contrary, seem to have changed a lot.
Really? Have I changed that much? It must have been the war. And the night shifts since my return.
Don't get me wrong, Dr. Reed, you're still handsome. Just maybe a little bit wiser. More serious. It suits you well.
Tell me more about yourself. No new fiancé? I remember you were hoping to get remarried. I'm sure you must have a few suitors.
Who would marry an old bat like myself with a grown daughter and a little business? As you know, I only fancy handsome men like yourself.
Yeah.
Have you noticed anything in particular in this part of town recently?
Other than you coming back to cheer me up? Nothing at all, Dr. Reed.
Does your daughter still worry you, Miss Price? I remember you were often concerned about her health when she was younger.
Have you not seen Carol since you returned? She's almost a young woman now. But she'll always remain my sweet little baby.
So you're less afraid?
Some things never change. Carol is still too clumsy for her own good. Sometimes her innocence puts her in real danger.
Why would her innocence put her in danger?
She does not realize how cruel life can be. Maybe I was a bad mother to protect her too much. My poor dear Carol.
You have every reason to be cautious, Miss Price. Especially in these difficult times.
Maybe you could talk with her, Dr. Reed. It would be nice to have a man here more often. We would both feel safer.
Hmm.
Do you know a lot?
Everybody knows him. He's only been to my shop once, though, looking for rare books and other intriguing antiques.
Did he buy something from you?
No, he left quickly. He almost laughed at my goods. Mr. Dawson may be a rich man, but you can't buy good manners.
But isn't Aloysius Dawson known for his philanthropy?
That was before his brother Robert died in an aeroplane crash. Since then, the remaining twin has turned into a heartless tycoon.
Interesting.
May I look at your goods?
It's always a pleasure to have you here, Dr. Reed. I hope you can stay a little longer.
It's locked, all right.
Alright, I think for this video, that's where we're going to leave it. But we'll definitely pick it up in the next video and try to explore more of this area. Definitely give us a like if you found this entertaining or helpful, fun in any way, and subscribe to the channel for more vampire content. Take care.